So today I want to actually share with you some of my experiences and ideas in regards to stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder engagement is one of the biggest challenges for change managers and project managers because we have to actually engage with a wide variety of different perspectives, needs, concerns, and so forth. So today I want to talk to you about what is stakeholder engagement and what kind of process and tools do I use when I do plan my stakeholder engagement strategy. So first of all, stakeholder is actually any person or any representative that has an interest or some sort of influence over your business or your project outcome or vice versa. So they may be just impacted by the changes that you're rolling out. Still, that's a stakeholder. Actually, very often we use a interest kind of influence grid in order to analyze stakeholders as well. Now, engagement is a terminology that I think comes from the warfare, but I'm not a big fan of war. So what I like to use as a definition for engagement is the connection between those two parties. So myself as a representative of the business or the project, and then the person that is my stakeholder on the other end. When we connect, that's when stakeholder engagement is happening. And stakeholder engagement is a very important knowledge area for a project manager and a key task for a change manager as well. Now, the planning of stakeholder engagement works in a process of 5 steps. First, I need to identify my stakeholders. So who are these people that are having an interest in my project, or I have an interest in what they're doing with my project, or they have some sort of influence in it, or I'm impacting them with my change. So I want to make that list very broad. And in my case, I know that most of the people in the organization I may not know. Often I work as an external, but even if I work in the organization, 2/3 of the organization's communications and information flow does not go through the formal structures. So I need to understand who are these stakeholders by asking as many people as possible, looking at the org chart and starting to list representatives for all these different groups. My second step then is to analyze the stakeholder groups and try and kind of find out what their concerns, needs, questions and ideas are, so that I can kind of work with them on a group level than an individual level, because that would be too hard for me as a change manager to do. And parts of what I do to analyze them better is I go and have a lot of stakeholder interviews to understand them better, and also to look at what's their level of interest, their level of influence, what kind of risk do they pose for the project or vice versa as well. My third step then, that's very important, is to build capabilities and capacity to deal with a vast amount of stakeholders. And that could be making sure that we have good conflict resolution or negotiation skills, or it could also mean we have good governance in place. When we talk about governance, that could be your policies, procedures, and systems that enable good stakeholder engagement. Now 4 means we are planning out our engagement strategy. How often will we communicate with them? How will we involve them? What are the key milestones when we need to get them on board, and vice versa? And then last but not least is doing it. And that's the hardest thing. We want to review it as it goes. We don't want to be too tied to our process that we've planned initially. And then we want to review and report on it as well. Remember, a report is not just writing down information about the past. It is how we shape decisions for the future. So it's really critical that we report along the way and don't wait until the very end with the lessons learned. Now, I want to leave you with something really important. Stakeholder engagement is only efficient and effective if you build bridges, not walls. And the number one wall is a conflict between 2 different belief systems. So if we think we know everything better and the stakeholder knows everything less as well as we do, or they're wrong, then we have a conflict, and that builds a really strong wall. The way we can overcome that differences in our core belief cycles is if we do get curious, we're open-minded, we're having conversations, and we develop some empathy with the world, how it looks from their end as well. So I hope you liked the video, and it gives you a little bit of a 101 on how to do stakeholder engagement. And please like, subscribe, and share this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.